Hey guys, today we are going to be taking a look at Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes cards after their showdown where the Bills just put it to the Chiefs. What's going on with some of these Patrick Mahomes rookie cards as well as Josh Allen rookie cards? Stick around. Hello to all my sports card collector, investor, all of my collectibles friends out there in the universe. I hope that you are doing amazingly well. It is Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. Honestly, guys, it's already felt like a full week for me. My dog woke me up at 3:52 this morning to go to the bathroom. I've got all sorts of things going on with the kids. I'm not sleeping a whole lot these days. So that's probably part of the reason why videos have been a little bit slow. If you're noticing maybe my eyes are starting to look a little bit wonky, yeah, guys, just not getting a whole lot of sleep. So thanks very much for sticking with me. And I know that if you're parents out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this isn't anything new to you. I'm not complaining. It's all good stuff. Today, we're going to be talking about some football cards. But before we get into it, please hit that subscribe button. If you like what you hear, the like button and a little tappity tip tap on the notification bell so that you are notified every time we have a new video come out. We come out with 4, 5, 6 videos a week typically. And then we also do Off-Centered every Wednesday night. Me and Brad, the comeback card investor. I'm actually filming this right before we go on for this week. I'm not sure if this is going to come out tonight or tomorrow morning, but a lot of fun connecting with Brad. And then I also do other live interviews as well with other hobbyists, other collectors, other YouTube creators, other podcast people. So it's a good time. Stick around and I appreciate you being here. Let's dig into it. All right, guys, what is going on with Patrick Mahomes and the 2-3 Chiefs? And the Bills looking like they are going to be absolute contenders. They've come out firing. Not a super surprise here. I mean, look, the Bills have been good for the last couple of years. Last year they were, and they've just kind of continued on. And Josh Allen, man, I don't watch a lot of Bills games, but I did watch about 3/4 of that Chiefs-Bills game. And just seeing the way that Allen can kind of run the ball as well as throw that deep ball and making good decisions. Now, look, the one thing Josh Allen doesn't have down quite yet is sometimes his decision making is a little bit off. Sometimes he'll do kind of a stupid play where he's running outside, trying to extend a play and it doesn't work out. But I mean, outside of those few times where he makes a bad choice trying to extend a play, the guy is exciting to watch. I underestimated him. I kind of thought, look, I mean, here's a guy that, I felt like maybe he might be a little bit overrated, like some of these other QBs that we've seen. And he's really done the part. He's played really, really well. He's got a good team around him. And the Bills are looking like kind of the new kings of the AFC East, and it looks like it's going to stay that way for a while. We'll see. I mean, I don't know if they can keep it up. Obviously, there's a lot of parity in football with injuries and trades and everything else, free agency, draft. But the Bills look serious, and man, they went into Arrowhead and just dominated the Chiefs. I mean, there wasn't really a part of that game where, the Chiefs really looked comfortable. I don't know what it is. And look, I think there's so much kind of expectation on Patrick Mahomes to do something amazing every single week. And even when they lose, he still does amazing stuff. He still has those plays that have you scratching your head like, what just happened? How did he make that throw? But and I think when we look at his cards, the one thing that kind of sticks out to me is just the prices shot up so dramatically for Mahomes. The demand went way up. I think he was already kind of crowned as, that next GOAT. He's kind of he's coming up to Tom Brady. He's going to overtake Tom Brady one day. That's the way that cards have been priced for this guy. They've been parabolic over the last couple of years. And we're going to take a look at some of his cards and just see this loss and kind of with the Chiefs starting off a little bit slower. Has it affected prices? How much has it affected? And then on the flip side, we'll take a look at some Josh Allen cards and, we'll go from there. I will say though, guys, we're going to look at just kind of a sample size. This is not like we're looking at the entire, rookie set of these guys. They have a lot of cards, and something that'll kind of shock you a little bit. I was out watching Jeff, Sports Card Investor, had a recent video a couple of days ago I was watching, and he was talking about how Market Movers has over 700 Justin Herbert cards in the database. Rookie cards. Justin Herbert has 700 rookie cards that you can track in Market Movers. And when he said it, I was like, oh, cool. So, but wait, how many did you say? 700 cards? And of course, we're talking about inserts and everything else. You've got, different stuff. You've got auto, you've got base, you've got parallels. but 700 rookie cards of Justin Herbert. Man. And again, that's the thing with Herbert and some of these newer guys. I just worry about kind of, are these guys going to be affected in the same way that like Shaq was in 92, where a lot of his, because it was junk wax era time, he had mega hype coming out of college, coming out of LSU, just dominant big man. Everybody knew Shaq was going to be it. I remember in 1991, 92, when all that was going down, and Shaq was a huge deal. It was like Zion times 10. It was serious. Shaq was everywhere. He was everything. And so I kind of worry, is Herbert going to get that same type of treatment? Not that they're going to necessarily print a zillion of one set, but when a guy's got 700 different rookie cards, that's rough. So anyway, we're getting a little bit off track here, but we're going to take a look at Market Movers. So I'm just pulling some data out of Market Movers. If you want to give Market Movers a shot, I do have an affiliate link, a coupon code link in my video description. If you don't like it, cancel it. No hair off my back. What is it? Skin off my back? I don't know what that term is, but you get the point. No big deal if you don't want to try it out, but that's where the data is coming from that we're looking at today. All right, Patrick Mahomes, as far as rookie cards go, has 56 cards in Market Movers. Josh Allen has 52 cards that you can look at in Market Movers, and that's just rookie cards. So that's rookie cards that we're looking at. No, second year, third year, whatever. We're not looking at these in particular. We're only looking at Market Movers rookie cards. You can kind of set a button on there where you're just looking at rookie cards and not all the stuff that they've got in Market Movers. We're going to look at the last 7 days, and for these 56 rookie cards that Patrick Mahomes has, overall, of all those cards, he's had a negative 4% price change, which is fairly rare for Mahomes to see kind of any sort of price change. Josh Allen is plus 8% for price change for the 52 rookie cards that are being tracked in Market Movers over the last 7 days. All right, let's look at Patrick Mahomes first. So let's look at one that's actually gone up. Here's the 2017 Optic Holo PSA 10. This is, of course, a very popular card, along with Optic Holo is kind of that, it's Silver Prism, 1A, 1B. Optic Holos are very popular cards. And I think a lot has to do with they're beautiful cards, but then also they are not the easiest grade. Optic has kind of that particular set has kind of a reputation for not always being, centered great. It's not as easy to get PSA 10s on those Optic rookie cards as maybe some of the other sets. And so Optic Holo PSA 10s are a big deal. Population 609 for Patrick Mahomes. And this one there was a sale at $4,000 recently, up from another recent sale at $3,750. So a slight increase of $250 for the Optic Holo PSA 10 Mahomes. Now, if we look at the 2017 Optic Base and a PSA 9, you've got 2,247 those currently in the population. It's sitting at $682.67. There was a recent sale. I'm assuming that was an auction. It was as high as $935. So that's a card that's moved down almost to $250 over the last 7 days based on a few sales that have happened over the last 7 days. PSA 10 of this same card, population 3,226. Notice there are more PSA 10s on the pop report than there are PSA 9s. Just something to note, something with ultra modern cards that you see a little bit. I am not crazy when I see that. I don't feel good about it. Anyway, not the point, but it's just, I don't know. I don't like necessarily seeing more 10s than 9s. If you look at vintage cards, you'll see very, very few 10s and you'll see a lot more 9s, a lot more 8s, etc. typically. All right. So for the PSA 10, population 3,226 Optic Base, this is a card that had a recent sale at $1,432. It was sitting at $1,575. So we're talking about fairly slight differences here, fairly slight differences. The 2017 Prism rookie card, of course, that's kind of the flagship base rookie card for him. Of course, it is Silver Prism because they all are in 2017 for football. So it's PSA 9, population 2,140. This card is now, there's a sale at $1,862.50, and there was a sale before over the last 7 days. It was sitting at $2,021, so come down about $150, $175 for the PSA 9 Prism. So these are very slight differences. You're not seeing the market kind of react in a huge sell-off type of way. And I kind of wonder too, I wonder how many Mahomes holders are people that got in early or people that kind of, got in later, where maybe they've already paid kind of a high price for some of these cards. And so, if a card moves down a couple $100, you're just going to kind of sit on it. And then also you're probably thinking, I'm not going to cut my losses yet on Patrick Mahomes, arguably the best QB in the NFL outside of Brady and outside of Brady maybe. So just looking at kind of that subset of cards, you've got about 50 cards or so being tracked by market movers, a slight change, and look, it's a slow start, and we haven't seen that with the Chiefs. The Chiefs have really been red hot the last couple of seasons, and now they've come out sputtering a little bit. I still expect them to make the playoffs and be a good football team, throughout the season. So it's not panic mode, time yet. And really, it's difficult for a team to be good every single year. Maybe the Chiefs just have kind of a down year, but it'll be interesting to watch. Does this continue? The slump continue? Do the Chiefs have more of a mediocre, 9-8 type season, where they're just not dominant? They're kind of winning games here and there, and just kind of squeaking into the playoffs. That would be interesting to see. They were missing Chris Jones here recently, a big defensive end. That's a big part of what they do on defense, probably their best defensive player. So they need to get him back. But look, that's the NFL. Every team's got injuries. The Saints, my team, the New Orleans Saints, certainly has had a bunch of injuries. You just got to get through it, figure out a way to win. So, but yeah, they've started out slow. Mahomes prices have moved down a little bit, but man, there's so much baked in with Mahomes. There's so much. We talk about it on this channel. When prices come down, it's funny. People will say like, are you buying the Mahomes dip? And it's like, dude, this isn't a dip yet. It's kind of like when you're arguing kind of like a correction or a crash, and you have everyone that's like, oh, the card market is crashing. No, it's correcting. No, it's not correcting. It's crashing. And I feel like this is kind of like a similar type of debate where it's like, this is not a dip for me yet. For Mahomes, and Grant, look, I was buying PSA 9 Prism rookie cards for him at I bought multiples at $140 each. And now those 9s are sitting at $1,800, $2,000. So, and that's kind of a bias, whatever that would be called. Confirmation bias, recency bias, whatever the psychological term is. It's difficult for me to spend anywhere close to $1,800 on a card that 2 years ago I spent $140 on. So, that's where, I think that's probably tricky for a lot of collectors / investors. So we'll see what happens with Mahomes. Moving on to Josh Allen, the man of the hour, the guy that is, look, it's hard to argue against Josh Allen's talent. Big arm talent, and he can run. The only concern I think I have with Josh Allen is he throws his body around, and you never know. Freak injuries. Look, QBs, he's a big guy. He's bigger than a lot of, linebackers, defensive ends that are chasing him down. He's strong, but all it takes is one funny slide, one weird fall, and you can be injured. It's football. So, Josh Allen kind of, though, riding the wave, playing great. His 2018 Prism Auto PSA 10 population 192. It is now at $4,500. It was at $3,552. We're talking about recent sales here. Now, one thing you'll have to notice about Josh Allen, which I think is very interesting. Another thing to note: Patrick Mahomes' prices are still quite a bit higher. And if we're looking apples to apples, if we're looking at the Mahomes card of the same Mahomes card compared to Josh Allen, they are drastically different in price. And the pop reports on the Josh Allen stuff, a lot lower for a lot of the stuff for whatever reason. And maybe it's still sitting at PSA. Maybe this is part of kind of that horde of PSA backlog still to come back. But you will notice here, and granted, I'm not looking at the same card. So I'm not looking at, all the same, for Mahomes and Josh Allen cards side by side. I'm just looking at the ones that have moved up or down the most based on the data. So these are different cards, but it's still interesting data nonetheless. All right. So next we have the 2018 Contenders number 105 rookie ticket PSA 10 pop, again $129. This is more of a high-end card. Of course, it's the rookie ticket Contenders. In football, that's a big card. This is at recent sale at $6,071, whereas over the last previous sale at $5,250. 2018 Optic Holo. So this is a similar card. Okay, so we did look at a 2017 Optic Holo PSA 10 of Mahomes. The pop is only 143 for Josh Allen. In comparison, Mahomes is at 609 right now. So think about that. You've got Mahomes, there's 4 times as many. Am I doing the math right? 5 times as many almost in the population. And Josh Allen is at there's recent sales at $1,800. It was at $1,500. In comparison, Mahomes at $4,000. Mahomes, 5 times as many at $4,000. Josh Allen, $1,800, $1,500 roughly. I don't own any of these cards, so I don't want to hear like, oh, you're trying to pump up your own cards. I'm not. I don't own any of these cards. Don't own any of them. But this is interesting to me. That's very interesting. Now, look, Josh Allen hasn't won a Super Bowl. He hasn't been to 2 Super Bowls like Mahomes. He hasn't done what Mahomes has done yet, but Josh Allen is an exciting guy. Could the Bills win the Super Bowl? It's possible. They're in the conversation for sure. So when I look at these price points, it's interesting. I actually don't own any Josh Allen rookie cards, which I never got on the Josh Allen bandwagon. Maybe if in the offseason, try and see if some of this stuff slumps a little bit. Maybe I will pick up some because he's impressed me. But yeah, so that's interesting data, guys. 2018 Prism Base PSA 10, population 1,174. This card has moved up recently, $950 sale, and it was at $825. So Josh Allen cards kind of moving up. Of course, that partly is going to have to do with them just really putting it to the Chiefs, and not even just putting it to them, but in Arrowhead. I think that's the part that was really kind of shocking, is the Chiefs don't really lose in Arrowhead, and the Bills really kind of brought it, and it was impressive. So guys, let me know your thoughts. Are you buying Mahomes, selling Mahomes? Are you buying Josh Allen, selling Josh Allen? Do you not like any of these cards? Do you like all of these cards? I would like to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Like I said, I hope that you're having an amazing week. Guys, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.